Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode on True Crime Tarot Night. I have got a little bit of a rabbit hole I'm going through, and this is probably sort of related to the Diddy files. And it wasn't until I pulled out this person's name, who is the manager of Whitney Houston, Clive Davies, that I thought I'd do a reading. So, cards. We have the amazing investigation deck on, as we do for this playlist, and we are going to be reading about the sudden loss of Whitney Houston. She was only 48 years of age. She had had a traumatic life when it comes to substance abuse. Pretty volatile relationship, I believe, and tragically her daughter also passed in the same circumstances, which is just freaky. But we are just going to be reading about Whitney and her media mogul boss from Arista Records years and years and years ago, who signed her on, when she was only 19 years of age. Clive Davies. Now, forgive me if I make an error. We in Australia also have a music mogul who, his name was, he's now since passed, where this Clive is still alive. He's about 90 odd years of age, but the Australian mogul was Clive James. So forgive me, because I had a slip up in a previous reading, and at no time was I referring to the one that passed in Australia. So, getting back on the subject, cards, can we just look into the tragic circumstances of Whitney Houston's passing? Let's just put it a nice way, despite the fact that nothing's nice about it when something like that happens. So, cards. Let's just see what the investigation deck can pull out. Yes, correct path. Okay, well, that's interesting, because I've always suspected suspicious activity, allegedly, and entertainment purposes only. I just thought, I remember saying, a bath, how big's that bath, Yes, the cards are verifying. Two tarot cards coming through again. First the Sun, and now the Death card, that it was an ending, but there was suspicious circumstances around. And I have a guilty verdict here, which is really scary, that they were trying to make it an accident, allegedly, entertainment purposes only. So that's the forerunner of this reading. This is exactly, these cards are brilliant. We are so in tune. It's just amazing how I had a feeling, and this is well and truly, like when she passed, I had a feeling, so it just didn't gel. I did mention about the bath and everything just then, and people were saying, well, the baths in those kind of hotels are like swimming pools, or not like swimming pools, but, really, really big, full length. And, you couldn't dive in them, but, you could definitely put your head underwater and not like over here, where if you did that, you've got half your body out and your knees and legs are all crunched up. So I had a reality check then, but I still did not believe it. I do believe that her body was found with the knees and crunching over, allegedly entertainment purposes only. So I'm not too sure about that. So let's just continue. So on the suspicious circumstances or activity, we have a fight connected with an argument. Well, see, this is the thing. She was actually where she passed. She was in the hotel, and down in the in the event room lobby or wherever, there was a celebration going on, and Clive Davies was there. He continued with this celebration, which I thought was wrong. So now we're saying on top of the death card that it was a cover up or tampering. Hangman, delays or sacrifice. Hmm. Another tarot card has come out now. This now takes me back. I just got a flashback then of channeling when she walked in on an interview, and I'm not too sure who the interview was about, but and Clive was there, and she tried to warn that artist, and I'm sorry, I can't remember. I'm just trying to get the flashback who it is now. She tried to warn the artist something, and it was I think if you Google it or maybe on YouTube, you might be able to find it, what I'm talking about. I don't know if it was a delay. I think it may have been a sacrifice. The fact that we've got covering and we've got an argument happening, I do believe there was an argument. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some sort of fight connected with it, conflict, argument. Definitely. I just had this feeling, when I was told and or when it hit the news, and there was money involved. It doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know how tied up the money is in the record industry, but I do believe that the manager has a lot of say in the matter. Gets a very, very large percentage. Yeah. Not involved, unaware. There is someone there that the police may have investigated. I'm getting a friend, the person who found her. She looks very, very similar to this person, actually. With what she's got on her hair and earrings and everything like that. I don't know who she is, some sort of friend. She was not involved, but she may have been questioned. I think she was the one that raised the alarm. I do believe that when her daughter came in, this person, whoever it was, I'm getting flashbacks again, tried to stop Bobby, the daughter, from going in to the room because Whitney was still there at the time when Bobby was going up to her room. I remember that, and I think that's the person we're talking about. She's got no involvement whatsoever, according to the cards, but there may be something on an investigation, so to speak. What else do we have? We've got unaware of surroundings, and we've got missing searching. I think there was a lot of people out there that didn't believe that she could basically drown, if you know what I mean, in a bath. I think there was a lot of people out there. I think there's still people like me that are still looking and trying to find out what's happening. When it comes to unaware of the surroundings, I would say that I think a report was done that she did have substances, in her body when the blood tests or whatever were taken. I do believe that. That would therefore make her, things a bit hazy and daisy. Sorry about that. Things a bit hazy and daisy. when it comes to, the surrounds, possibly dizzy. Let's just keep going. Wrong direction. A tower. Another major arcana coming through now. Chaos. Or in a building. Well, there was definitely chaos in the building. I don't think we have to say or. Of course, that will be the hotel. It looks like, to me, I've just noticed this. It looks like some sort of. I was drawn to this here. It looks like a clock, a Roman clock. I wonder. Let's just keep going with that. Wrong direction. I think people are being steered in the wrong direction when they're searching, and when they're doing basically what I'm doing, but in real life, not just on the cards. Oh, purposely disappeared. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hidden clues. There we go. Hidden clues of breakthrough. So there will be something found eventually. She was a star. This is a major arcana. So we've got the Tower, which is also a major arcana coming through. Her whole world was not doing too well at the time, despite the fact she was trying to make a comeback. She was here in Australia, and she did a horrible, horrible concert. She got called out, and it wasn't, until shortly after that this happened. I have a horrible feeling that she ended up back on substances abuse anyway, but I'm not too sure that what was found in the body was actually what she took without saying anything, that YouTube doesn't like. I think there was some sort of cover up. There was some sort of tampering, obviously, and someone that was deeply involved. And we've got water here, which is confirmation. Water surrounding. I think whoever was involved is definitely changing the narrative. Every time someone gets close, they do change whatever. This is probably an ongoing thing, because at the end of the day, look what happened to the daughter then as well. Really, really scary when the same thing happens, right? I'm not saying it's anyone here. I'm just saying that it's suspicious, right? What I thought wasn't very, very nice is that instead of cancelling the event, the show must go on, and Whitney was still above, while they're doing this event. He didn't see anything wrong with that. When questioned it and queried it, he didn't see anything wrong with that at all. That got my spidey senses tingling. So I do believe that there was some sort of involvement. He would have known well and truly before, the police or whatever, to what kind of involvement and circumstances. Definitely the show must go on. Involvement. Yeah, deeply involved. Deeply involved. Or water. Repeat offender. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all, because this case came up when I was preparing for the Diddy files, because I am waiting for this deck's sister deck to come through, which is the investigation deck by Trish. And I'm just waiting on that, and I'm going to do the Diddy files, and that's going to be sort of like another playlist for those who have given me a long, long list of celebrities. So his name came up because he too was in partners with Diddy, right? He was in partnership with Diddy and Bad Boys. And this is the reason why I've decided this week on this episode to use this actual reading to find out on my own curiosity. The repeat offender does not surprise me in the least, with the amount of people that have gone missing and have had tragic circumstances in the record industry. It does not surprise me at least. Right. Resilient, slow process. Think about it differently. And another major arcana coming through. I pull a lot of major arcanas recently. Tarot likes to talk on this very much with me. I'm not too sure if other people are using this and if they get a lot of tarot cards that come through. There's only 24 tarot cards in this deck, and it's a deck of 100. So there's tarot definitely plays very, very nicely. The situation with Whitney, sadly, is that it had to come to an end. I would say that there's evidence out there that will be found, but currently it's buried. And every time something does come up, the narrative changes. It is a slow process, and we need to think about it differently. So, with me just going in saying, okay, well, how can you drown, basically? We've got to look at the circumstances around what was happening before. And I think this is where a lot of people are starting from the accident, quote unquote. But there is someone that's guilty, allegedly entertainment purposes only. Are you at tunnel or underground? I'm inclined to say that she was definitely down some sort of tunnel. The walls were closing in on her. And I'm just going back on referring to her concert here. It was pretty bad. It was really bad, actually. I think she even called it short as well. She didn't do the full time. It was extremely bad. It was probably the worst concert I had. I actually didn't attend, but there was a lot all over mainstream media at the time, and it's just not the voice that we all knew from when she first started, basically. I think the walls were definitely closing in on her, sadly, and things just had to. She was trying to make a comeback. She tried, she failed, and yeah. All right, one more time. Home search or place or house. Rumors behind your back. Stalker being watched. Two crimes connected. And the devil. Yeah. So the last line, we've got another major arcana coming through. The devil was at play, absolutely. There's two crimes connected. I would say it's to do with the substance abuse. I think she, like I said, she was going down that tunnel, that rabbit hole again. If they did go to their home, they would probably find something. But I do believe that it was pretty bad. Her own daughter had to go to hospital afterwards. She had a breakdown, understandably. There's lots and lots of rumours that probably didn't help the situation with Whitney, and she was definitely being watched. And that would confirm my suspicions, allegedly entertainment purposes only, that it just wasn't her. She just didn't take too much, and she just didn't pass out, which is basically what they were saying. There was some sort of involvement. If you go in and have a look, we haven't got marks or anything like that, but right up the top we had suspicious and evidence and cover up and whatever. I do believe that it's just and we're finding this out with Diddy. It's just a really different world, and when you've got someone that is so high up that food chain that they literally get away with anything, literally, including what's happened here. These cards have confirmed to me that there was a suspicious. My suspicion was correctly. That was one of the first cards that came out. It was made to look like an accident. There were people involved. With the two crimes, of course, that's something to do with the substance abuse, and then we go very, very deep into why, because I wanted to try and pull out something. Her world had to end, sadly. and these people do play gods, allegedly entertainment purposes only. With the two crimes, you may even say debt paid. I would hate to think that was the case, but I do know that people in that kind of situation where there is money owed, let's just put it this way: it's easier to get busted and do time inside than the kangaroo court outside, literally. So I'm going to close on this. I'm very, very sorry that she had to, and the cards are saying she had to go. I guess if she had, stayed straight, it might have been a different outcome, but sadly, it was not to be. So, yeah, I don't know if I've helped you or not. It was just my spidey senses were tingling when I found out, and I just thought, I've got to do this while I was preparing and waiting for the other debt to come in. I've got to do this because the name's connected anyway. And I'm laughing because of the dots being connected. It's just really one scary, scary scene in the music industry. Wow. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your likes and your comments on this segment. And I look forward to seeing you all again next week on my next episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.